Good morning, everybody. Huge list of people. Lucero, morning. I don't think I've seen your name before. Good morning. Welcome. PD, George, David, Craig, Mahalo. Mahalo? I thought that was like a hello. Or, good morning. I don't think I recognize your name either. Everett, morning. Y, YRA Bar? Y Bar? Mary, Pat, Arturo, Patrick, Mad, John, Valerie, Michael, Kevin. Good to see everybody. If you want to chat with me, all you gotta do be a subscriber, just like all these people. That's the only requirement. And while you're at it, you might as well hit the bell with the little doodads, cause if YouTube thinks you'll watch this again tomorrow when I go live, it'll give you a notification. Jacques, good morning. You have to excuse me if I butcher a name. I am so sorry. My East Tennessee accent, not always the best. I didn't grow up with a lot of international flavor in my life. Just grew up in a relatively less wealthy part of town, and a lot of white boys, and yeah. Anyway, glad to have everybody. Morning, Matthew. Morning, Francois. Glad to have everyone. Did go to the University of Tennessee and did get a little more flavor later in life, but pronunciations still. I mean, there's still a lot of not international flavor, especially in engineering where I went to school. Now, morning, Harry. All right, morning, Philip. Glad to have everybody here. This is a picture right from my house. I kind of swapped that out for the gold ball that I normally show, and got my mango monster this morning, and a little translucent with the turquoise color. Oh yeah, good stuff. Anyway, yeah, go Vols. Glad to have you, Sledge. Man, I gotta tell you, I flew a first-person drone last night to watch the fireworks from the house, and literally, like, fireworks illegal in the city of Knoxville, illegal in Knox County, around us. Literally thousands, if not tens of thousands of fireworks you could see just going off like crazy. And a challenge landing a first-person drone at night is just like landing an airplane at night, except I didn't have a runway. So trying to find the house there, had the patio lights on, trying to negotiate the tree. I had to remember where all the trees were. That was a challenge, I'll tell you what. Anyway, yeah, I got some video of it, so maybe I'll share that later. All right, all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance, not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation here, informational, educational, and fun, is not a recommendation to buy or sell any financial instrument. If you desire that personal financial advice, you got to hire and consult a financial advisor. Most gurus out there, myself included, may be full of crap. I may be full of crap. Please do your own research, do your own checking. Don't just believe what I say, although I tend to get it right more than I get it wrong, but that can all change because past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results, And don't buy anything from anybody. Most of us that doing this stuff are full of crap. I do this to try to help people. You can watch this free stuff right here without ever buying anything. So we have OPEC meeting today. What are they going to do? That's a good question. Last time they met, just like a month and a half ago, we saw oil do a big pop and then a big drop. So I'll zoom this up so we can actually see what's happening here. Zoom it up, and try not to move all my fib lines. So we got this pop on the last OPEC, try to break out, and then got slammed right back down. Then we did another permutation. Now we get a little green day today. Are we going to pop out? That's the good question. So that's one to keep an eye on here today. All the oil stocks may be popping. We'll see. Bitcoin getting slammed back down today after the exciting Monday we had. I made a gamble on a Bitcoin loophole and holding it through the holiday, and that may not have been a smart decision. So we'll find out later today what actually transcends. Still got the day. Anyway, S&P 500. Let's pop over and talk about the simplified version first. On Monday, we made the close right up here. This is a breakout potential that sets the kind of the expectation maybe for $45.99. Now, the caveat here is that we are in like the 90th percentile on number of days off this low to this high, from this March 13th low down here, the number of days we have run in a bullish run straight up without having a 3+% pullback. Think about it. 90% of the time, the market will have pulled back by now. Now, are we in a special 10% of the time? Or are we in a special 1% of the time? Every day we go longer without getting more than a 3% pullback here is pushing us ever closer to setting a new all-time long period of time record where we don't get a 3% pullback. I'm thinking that that we're not in a condition where we're going to set that all-time record right now, but it's entirely possible. So I'm kind of shifting. Probability is on the side that we see this 3% pullback. The median is 47 days. We're at like 82 or 83 days now. 80 days, 81 days. I don't know. I'll have to go count it again. Actually, I could probably use a tool. If I pop over here, we could probably find it out. Let's see if this one will tell us exactly what we got. 77 calendar days were quite a bit longer than that. So we're at 77 trading days, 80, maybe 90, whatever calendar days. March 13th, getting close to 90 days, calendar days, and no 3% pullback. So a 3% pullback as shown right there, roughly back down to, let me grab right around 4,300. Now, because we've extended so far, that could result in a bigger outsize, like 5% move. A lot of people think the NASDAQ may see a 5%er. And this isn't even attached to the top there. So we could see 5-6%. Be prepared for that, okay? Please, 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 don't get FOMO. This market is really ramping up the FOMO right now. Let me pull up something and talk about that if I found the link. Yeah, there it is. I got two things to talk about that I brought. Let me grab the other one, throw it over here. So, flip back to the FOMO. FOMO is in full swing here. We have, first off, we have the asset manager survey. Are you positioned long or are you positioned short? And how much of your cash is long? Well, we're nearing epic longs here. This is the long, this is the point from where asset managers usually get ripped. All right. So U.S. equity futures by asset managers, they're quite long. And this is just futures, not everything. Then I can't even remember what AAII stands for. They do this investor survey thing. They send it out to so many thousand people every week, and people say, yeah, I'm bullish, or yeah, I'm bearish, or and a host of other investment questions. We're getting up. This is popped positive. This flip line right in here, 0%. The actual median usually hovers just above 0%. It's kind of the average line there. We came off of record bearishness. We've seen a heck of a run here, and you know what? We may go back down. This can top out. This goes all the way back to 87 here. So this is a large time frame. We're getting up here, and this thing can roll back down. Be careful. Our safety net, this right here is saying that the positioning and the sentiment are not offering any safety net anymore. So what does that mean? It means that everybody's bullish. We're tipping the boat to one side, and there's no bears left in there to rip. The bears are getting skinny. That means the downside is lean. That's usually when the market decides to go that way, because that's where the money can be made. So please be careful. Please, please, please. Yeah, there you go. Sledge in the chat. American Association of Individual Investors. There you go. I can't ever remember that. Why? I don't know. I just don't. Now, how big is the oil market? I was talking about OPEC in the beginning. Forgot that I brought this handy dandy chart. This is the yearly sales in crude oil versus metals. These are natural resources. These are the biggest natural resources that we mine and Use yearly. Crude oil representing a $2.1 trillion market in 2022. That was last year. Iron ore, like completely dwarfed by crude oil at $283 billion. And gold, everybody thinks there's, we mine tons of gold. It's a huge market, right? $196 billion in gold put on the market. Now, this doesn't count all the already mined gold for the last however many million years of humans. You say 2,000 years of, 2023 years of humans, if depending on who you believe, or maybe 10,000 years of humans, depending on who you believe, and the geologic history. I don't know, whatever. But we have roughly $20 trillion in gold out there in the whole market, and we added 196 billion in 2022, and so think about it though this way. Look at the crypto market compared to these right here. Crypto, like 1.22 trillion, and that's the whole market cap. Now, usually I say you look at this market and there's only 10% of the money, but this is actual sales. This is how much crude oil was sold. So this is real dollars right here, $2.1 trillion of real transacted money in crude oil. That makes the market quite large for crude oil. That's why you see a lot of energy companies. That's why, we're not going to, it's going to be really hard to wean the world off of this right here. So that's why green energy, I don't know, doesn't seem like we're getting off this crude train very easily. And OPEC is controlling, 2/3 of it? Something like that. We'll see what they have to say this week or today. All right, moving on down the list. Yes, getting a little pullback here. So this, we did not make an overly bullish move here. Oddly enough, it doesn't show the data from yesterday. The futures market was open yesterday. Look, this is what happened from Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. If you didn't know the market was trading yesterday, welcome to the party here. We've come back to the 30-minute roadmap line and pushed underneath it, came back, retested it. This may lead to a further decline. Now we kind of pushing above the resistance there on that simplified chart, but when we look down and what's actually happening here, is this going to be a buy the dip when the market opens here in about 2 minutes, 1 minute? Or is this going to be, second half of the year, we got to correct. Everybody's on the boat, on the bullish side. Watch out below. This is starting to tip my thoughts to the downside. I have been harping on this correction for a few weeks now. Please be careful. The account you save may be your own. If you're jumping in FOMO now, you're going to have to wait through a pullback. If you just wait for the pullback, you can get in at better prices. NASDAQ did not come up and retest the high from the week before. Made a lower high. When we zoom out just a little bit, see ES over here, made a higher high, just barely. Now rolling over. That could be a fake out, a fake breakout, and we could see this actually drop. So this simplified S&P 500 chart actually could be a fake breakout. Could be a fake out, and we go down. Just be careful. That's the kind of games that the charts like to play. More of the truth as we look through the multiple indexes here. So NASDAQ, what's been driving, we have to look at what's been driving too. We've been driving higher on 7 to 10 stocks, mostly that were contained in NASDAQ and S&P 500. And now those NASDAQ stocks not outperforming, not performing to the upside. We're also have kind of ramped this up where we're now at the top again. This is the stocks above the 50-day moving average on the S&P 500, coming up to 80, and the NDFI also hitting it right at 80 on Monday, Friday, Monday, whatever. Yeah, Monday. This is the point from which the market can pull back very violently. Please be careful. Please, please, please. Russell, Just kind of chopping here. This one has been lagging. This one was not sitting at all-time highs. This also did not make a higher high right here on Monday. We can see a bigger pullback, and that could come down into this $1,800 area. If we can push up above this prior high, probably going out to 1955, probably 1991. If you're like, JT, you've lost me completely. ES, NQ, RTY, what the heck? So ES, S&P 500, SPY, SPX, NQ, that's NASDAQ, QQQ, all those QQQ derivatives, anything NASDAQ-y, NDX. And then Russell here, IWM, that's the ETFs. So that's how you trade these in the regular stock market. Oil here, potentially going to push out. This is interesting. As the market pulls back, oil looking to rally here. And gold, also looking pretty strong, my friend. Looking pretty strong indeed. We get above 1950. That's kind of my alert level. Looking for this. I'm going to be looking for some more long-term gold positions. The upside probably up here around $2,200 an ounce. It's pretty lofty, I know, but this was a perfect hold of this and the next extension higher. If we just repeat the move that we did right back here, would put us right up here around 2160 with the 22 target right above us. And this could be a pretty bullish move, and we pull back a little bit and reach it up there. Bitcoin, unfortunately, pulling right back, consolidating in the zone where we have been consolidating. Thought we might get the breakout on that move higher, but nope, we're going to consolidate again. Come on, Bitcoin. I would love to see that just tag the target, at least right up here at around 32.8. And it would be super sweet if we did the same move that we did from March to April and got up here to about 39. We do have some resistance in between at 32.8 and 36.4-ish, 36.380. So we've got some fib line resistance on the way up, and right now, just not breaking out. Ethereum, that's a lower high. That can lead to a bigger correction. Ethereum on a different path than Bitcoin right now. Ether, dollar, holding under the roadmap line, not really moving much today so far. Still expect this has been bearish. It's still bearish, and I expect the bigger decline down to at least 99, if not into the mid 90s down here on the dollar. All right, stuff that actually was moving today, and the market is now open for 4 minutes or 5 minutes, and we're looking at, yeah, there it is. Okay, I think I'm on UTC time, or maybe, anyway. We've got a pop on Wolf Speed. No idea what the heck they do, semiconductors. And there's not much there. We'll have a resistance right up here. Got some gaps. There's not much I can do with that chart at the moment. Somebody else could say something different, but that pop makes that most likely to retrace this back down. It filled that. It's funny enough. It gapped down, filled the gap back up, and then popped and left another gap. That makes it questionable what's coming next. DWAC getting a little pop, but that's still, I mean, God, that thing. Look, it was a giant bubble. I mean, we went from right down here at the $10 price. Trump announced, oh, Truth Social, blah, 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 whatever. And they launched off, bubble pattern, right back down, classic bubble. I don't really expect this to do much. It could pop out of here, but it looks pretty dangerous and can just go on down back to $10. I mean, if you've never seen one of these bubble patterns before. Look at this one. Same kind of thing. Super exciting. Right back down. Oh, we got excited again and right back down. And the second excitement, not nearly as big as the first. This is the classic bubble pattern. And we come down, and this is sitting at $1.66. This is marijuana stock, but I mean, and you know, another one, GME. This one's had splits, so it doesn't quite look as crazy. But we popped up, and we're coming back down to earth, and it's probably going to come back down to, I mean, pre-split, it was like $9. Now, post-split, the low is at $1. So that one may go out of business. So these bubbles tend to do that. You'd be hard-pressed to convince me that this is not a bubble. MP, another one that looks a little crazy. This is a downtrend. Freaking be careful. This is like a dumpster fire of a chart right here. You gotta be careful chasing stuff like this. I mean, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. This is set up to go lower. It may come back to the IPO resting place back down over here. This would be the support. New IPOs tend to do a corrective thing. And I could argue with you that that was a 1, a 2, and a 3 wave move right up into the high. And now we're going to correct lower and go lower than the IPO price, because that tends to be the pattern of new IPO stuff. So, rig, yeah, this one potentially going to break out here. And if it can hold on and not drop back below this high today at the close, that would be a long for an 830, possibly a 913 target. BIG, big lots, yeah, edging up, probably going to come retest the roadmap line, but this chart again looks pretty dang horrible. Pretty darn horrible. Making a lower low than forever. Looks pretty bad for big lots. DOMA, another one looking pretty dang horrible. Seeing some of these pops off these extreme lows. It's just all garbage though. Be careful. Rivian, that's in the zone. It basically hit the target this morning. Right there, I had that target, the head and shoulders played out. I expect a retrace at this point. How far down? Probably right back down to this zone right here. That would be my expectation. PMGM, that's going in the garbage. Yang, even on a percent basis, that was a nice pop, but that's just a garbage chart going sideways. This looks like how the day is going. UVXY making a little pop, but 2% on a chart that looks like that. For God's sakes, man, be careful with your money. For gosh sakes, man. SVXY, much better play if you're going to play with this volatility charts. And we're pushing the limits here. We're at a new, not a new record yet. We're pushing the limits of how long this has gone since COVID without having a 15 to 20% pullback. So all the stars are aligning in the market for a large pullback. Please, for the love of all things, be careful. Be careful. Amara finances its expansion with shares, so I'm not too concerned with dilution in the long term. They're going to use that money to buy more miners and produce more Bitcoin. They don't sell anything. They don't really even sell their Bitcoin. They just sit on it. So that's how Mara operates. AZN, ouch, big gap down. Pharmaceuticals tend to do stuff like that. We want to see this hold support right over here. If it can do that and turn up, it'll probably go on a next extension. It did make the extension right there to 1272, retraced. Maybe that's all it needed, and then go out to 77 95 area. Or let's see if this lines up. Yep, 1272 and 77, 78 area if it can break back above, say, 75. And it's not a big mover. So lights, LITE, back to the roadmap line, and may go lower. Hit the resistance and rejected. Mora, right on the list there. Yeah, see? That one's even being bullish in the face of Bitcoin pulling back. 20 to 30 is the target on this one. That's the bullish target. Head and Shoulders plays out up here at 30. That's pretty optimistic. I think 20 is a safer bet before we may see a bigger pullback. YINN just chopping around. That's the yin and the yang on there again. Coin getting a little pullback, but looking like it's going to rally again. And it breaks above these highs from January and March. Game on for higher targets. We've got the high up here, which is not actually sitting at the high, somewhere around 115. And then the bigger pattern, this is a big measured bounce setup, potentially plays out up here around 200. And 150 to 220. You know, I'm going to say 200 for now is my ideal target, but 150 may be all we need and all we get. BORR. I don't know. That's that could be a bounce off the roadmap line. That's a gnarly pattern because look, I don't like this pattern when I find it because it's like a head and shoulders thing, and I drew that all sloppy. If we break out over that, we can extend higher and do a rejected head and shoulders. The head and shoulders rejection would be something like this, maybe up to about that 975 area. If it holds that and turns down, it can go down by like that much, and that would be down here around $5. So be careful if chasing that one. BCS, God, that's a sideways gnarly chart right there. Just a smaller, consolidating in the range of this big candle move from October up through February, and then just Barclays Bank, I guess. Yeah, investment banks. I wouldn't touch that one right now. All right, Boot. Nothing changed there. I talked about that last night. You want to know more information on that one, go watch the 30 Minutes of Awesome last night. Talked about it pretty extensively. We break out over this high and game on to the higher targets. And FTV, I'll look at that. Doesn't really seem to be moving today. There's no expectation for me. I'm looking for stuff moving, like actual multi-percent moves. That's right up to the target and probably going to retrace. So that's move is probably played out. I would expect a retrace from there. And all right, that's kind of what's moving today. My bias, I am kind of thinking that this move right here kind of tilts me to expecting this 45.99. Now, I am very cautious because all the things that I outlined here, I'm very cautious. I'm just biased for the day kind of long, but overall, the odds are stacking up that we're going to see a pullback. I have to be completely honest with you. Like the odds are the market is going to see an outsized pullback, and I can pull over this chart one more time. If you haven't seen it before, the average 3% pullback occurs every 47 days in the S&P 500. Last week we were sitting at 73 days and it's the 85th percentile. Now we're working on our way on up this chart. Freaking be careful. I guess the 1% of days made it to 300 probably. I don't feel like this is the environment where we see 300 days without a 3% pullback. We're kind of hanging out in this zone. We're probably going to get a 3% pullback, more than likely. Now, like I've said before and again, and famous people have said, the market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. I mean, we could set an all-time new record. We could go 400 days. We could go 500 days. It's just not very likely. That would be the one time out of all these times. You know, this is every 3% pullback since World War II. We're talking about a lot of years here. The median occurs 38 days. The average is 47 days. We're sitting right in here right now, pushing it ever higher. Please be careful. The 3% correction is becoming more and more likely. All right. I like to play the odds. The odds are we're going to see a pullback. You know, it's going to happen eventually. I mean, it may be 400 days. It may be set the all-time record forever, and then we get a massive pullback. It's going to happen one way or another. I'm going to be in Discord the rest of the day. If you want to come join me, remember, you don't have to buy anything if you don't want to. But if you want to come join me and chat with me, it does cost $5 for 3 months, and you can add like another year for another $20. So $25, I think, gets you 15 months. And links in the description. Otherwise, make sure you're subscribed. Hit the bell with the notifications. I'll go live again tomorrow and talk about all this stuff again. See you later. Have a great day. Remember, the account you save may be your own. Be careful out there.